Hello Tactical Hyve fans, it's Rossen from Tactical Performance Center here, and today's topic is how to use different type of barricades, not so much as cover or concealment, but as a support to create a supporting position in order to engage middle up to long distance targets fast and efficiently, and meanwhile keeping your mobility. Okay, first, let's start with the three different types of support when you're using a rifle. The first one, it's artificial, and that's the most desirable. Why? It's the most consistent. There's no effect of emotion, there's no effect of muscular contraction, and etc. It's very, very consistent. Second type of support is skeletal. As we know, bones do not affect based on emotional reaction, right? So that's the second one that you want to utilize. And the third one is the muscular. That's one type of support that we want to avoid. And it will be only option if we don't have anything else, right? So now, if you want to keep that camera stable, we need at least 3 points of support, right? And they will create a triangle. The wider and bigger that triangle, the more stable will be that camera. And even there is a strong wind blowing, the camera will be steady. We use the same principle when we're using a support. So always, you have at least 3 points that will connect the rifle to the ground. Again, our final goal is to be or artificial or skeletal, right? I'll give you an example here. You place the rifle here on the cover. We have one artificial. Now, where are the 2 other points? That's my legs, right? If you make that triangle wider, my shooting platform, my shooting stance will be way more stable. Now, how to actually turn that legs from a muscular support to a skeletal? Very easy. Simply lock your knees at that point. 2 connections to the ground. That's based on the skeletal structure, not on muscular tension. Artificial, skeletal, skeletal. Now, 2 rules when you use a skeletal support and when you're bracing the rifle on that skeletal support. Rule number 1, always search for comfort first. Second, if you have more than 1 planes available, always use all of them. 1 plane here, 1 plane here, then the rifle will be way more stable. Now, we need to take here under consideration if the rifle is with a free flow barrel or not. Because if you brace a rifle that it's not free floated on any kind of artificial support and you apply some pressure on it, there will be an effect of the barrel flex. That can affect the point of impact downrange. So take that under consideration. If your rifle is not free floated, use that V shape between the mag well and the barrel nut. At that point, that will be good to go, right? One thing to remember, never use the actual muzzle on a support. Again, because of the effect of the barrel flex, right? So we'll cover 3 main positions when you're using a barricade for support. First one, it's obviously standing. So I'll connect the rifle on the point. Number 1, it will be artificial support. I will use my palm to brace again that barricade, and will use my thumb and index finger to create a C-clamp. So I will clamp the rifle here, and I'm going to immobilize the rifle using the hand guard. Now pay attention that my elbow will be locked. Why? I need to create a skeletal support, not a muscular, right? I'm creating skeletal support with my both legs, and I'll apply some pressure on the rifle. I will push against the barricade, and that will create a very, very, very stable position. At that point, the only thing that I need to focus on my breathing cycle, I will make that shot on my respiratory pause. And the other thing that I need to focus is to move only the fingers straight back, very smooth, avoid an impulse on the trigger pull at any cost. All right, the second position, utilizing support with the rifle in order to engage a target in that middle to far distance really fast. It's something that we call reverse kneeling. Most of the time when you use some kind of a barricade like a cover, you kneel with your right leg if you're right-handed shooter. Here we'll switch the things because, again, our intent is to use that barricade like a support, not so much like cover. So again, we'll connect the rifle exactly the same how we described with standing position. Now here I will use that particular situation, I'll use two planes because those two planes are available. So I'll push the rifle on these two planes, I will C-clamp it, and from here I will reverse my knees. How I can create a skeletal support right now here? First, I need to be flat-footed. My foot's supposed to be straight down, my shin supposed to go to the ground straight. From here, I will use actually a soft support just over my elbow to the inside of my knee, but I'm using skeletal versus skeletal, so everything is good there. Now here I have one more skeletal support. I will clamp the rifle and I'll push again against the barricade. Pay attention that the elbow of my control hand is still locked. So I have artificial skeletal, I have that proper triangle, very stable position. Only thing to do is to isolate the action of the finger. All right, and the last position that we'll cover today, it's a double kneel. Again, we'll create that triangle, a wider triangle. We'll use artificial support. I will double knee, I will touch both my knees on the ground, and what I'll do, I'll push with my pelvis forward. What we'll have here, again, I will push against that barricade. I have skeletal, artificial. So I have that triangle, artificial, skeletal. We're all good. All right, so enough talking, let's do it. Let's throw several shots downrange and to see how fast we can engage target. From the target, it's 300 yards away. I was shooting a 12-inch Cobalt Kinetics rifle. It's awesome, but there's no magnification. It's simply a red dot, just a red dot. Let's see how we'll do in that range. All right, as you can see, you can engage a relatively far target. At that particular case, it's a 300 yards target, and it's a 10 or 8-inch gong. I don't know for sure, but the idea is to see how quickly you can establish your position, and you can engage that target, and after that you can move and change your position for a better tactical priority or whatever. You keep your mobility at that point. Again, we are not using that barricade as cover. We use it just like a support to engage the potential threat and move away from that position. Several things to remember. Again, a principle of the tripod, you need at least 3 positions for support, 3 points where the rifle is supposed to touch the ground. The most desirable one, it's artificial, Then the second option is skeletal, and something that we need to avoid, it's the muscular support. Why? There can be an emotional effect on the muscular tension, right? We want to choose the most consistent one. From there, first, choose the comfort, and then if you have more than one place available to support the rifle, do it, use it. That will gain more stability at that point. And the last thing that you're supposed to remember, manage your breathing, deliver the shot in your respiratory pause, and work and focus on isolation, the action of the finger. Keep everything consistent, move only the finger, and then that will guarantee you the maximum probability of a hit regardless of the distance. Obviously, you need to know also the hold and that different distances. You need to know your ammunition, you need to know what the rifle is capable of, and also you need to know your sights as well. If you perform everything else mechanically correctly, if you just have that data, there will be zero chance that you'll miss that target. All right, you received a little bit flavor of the TPC Carbine Mastery, and that was especially for you, Tactical Hyve friends. If you like that video, do not hesitate to press that like button, share and subscribe, and please let us know if you have any questions. Till the next time.